Hello, hello, hello. So I want to talk to you today about putting some content together, putting a bit of a mapping some content out, putting a content strategy together. This is something that for some reason baffles people, fills them full of fear and dread, or physically, mentally, emotionally paralyzes them. And it really shouldn't be that way. So I want to share with you, and you're going to do an exercise with me to make this real. I'm going to share with you a very simple way to create some content that you can use and reuse in different ways. So I'm going to give you a couple of stages of this. One is we're going to go through a very simple matrix of how to do it in terms of creating some content. Then we're going to look at how can we record that content in a way that we could repurpose it in different ways. And then we're going to look at how we repurpose it in different ways. So we're going to do all three of those in this one go. And we're probably here for about 10 minutes. All right. So pen and paper at the ready. Let's make a start. Just give you a moment or two to rustle and hustle around with some pen and paper. So I'd like you to think about your subject, your area of expertise, your business idea, your area, industry, sector, whatever you want to call it. What do you do? So let's just take, for an example, a fitness instructor. So if you're a PT fitness instructor, if I was to say to you, I want you to give me 4 things, top line subject areas that you could talk about your industry, about what you do. So 4 top line. And I would like you to do this for your industry, because I'm going to give you the example with the PT and the fitness guy. I'd like you to think about 4 top line areas. Now, whenever I suggest this, people always go a little bit more detailed. They go a little bit more granular. So I'm going to give you an example. A PT instructor, 4 top line things they could do: fitness, diet, habits, and rest. Those 4 things. Now that's 4 top lines area: fitness, diet, habits, and rest. So now that you've got those 4 top line areas, I want you to think about 4 top line areas for your industry, your sector. And then when you have got those 4, I'd like you to think 3 more in each. So so fitness, diet, rest, and habits. So let's look at diet, for example. So if we looked at diet, let's think about 3 things that fitness instructor could teach me about diet. So one of the things they could teach me is fasting. Another thing they could teach me is nutrition. Maybe another thing they could teach me is macros. And anyone in PT would kind of understand this language, right? But anyone that doesn't or isn't in this industry may not. So this gives us an opportunity as a PT to start adding value and to also demystify some of this terminology that, do you know what, if you're not in that space, it just makes you feel a little bit stupid. I don't want to ask what a macro is because they're assuming that I know. I don't know what a micro or macro or whatever is. It's like, you don't know how to climb Everest until you climb the friggin' Everest and get to the summit. So don't give me this shit. Find a way to make it easy and help people understand what you do. And if you add that value and you educate them, they're going to love you for it. And then they're more likely to know, like, and trust you, and potentially more likely to buy, right? So 4 top line areas, and then we go for 3 in each. So like I just did there within the diet. So fasting, macros, and nutrition. There's 3 things in that particular area. So if you have 4 and then you times it by 3, because you have 3 in each, how many have you got? Exactly. The mathematicians in the room have just said 12. How many months are there in the year? Only enough, 12. So you've now sorted out and mapped out, if you did a subject title under each of those, a little bit of content under each of those sections, you've now got 12 different pieces of content in 4 areas, 4 key areas of what you teach and do. Now that's 1 blog a month sorted for the next 12 months. It's that simple. Now that's stage 1. Stage 2, the mechanics of how we use this so that we can repurpose it. So currently I'm doing this via Zoom. I'm recording this video via Zoom. So what that gives me is an ability to record this meeting to my desktop. I can record it to cloud or I can record it to my desktop. I prefer to record it to my desktop because it makes it easier in the next stage for me personally. So I'm going to record this video. And then when I click end on this call, what will happen is Zoom cleverly will download an audio file and it will download a video file separately. Now, what that enables me to do is use this content, video. I can put that straight up on Facebook. I can put it on LinkedIn. I can put it on Instagram. I can put it on Instagram stories because it's going to be longer than a minute. I can put it into the IGTV, sorry, or I could chunk it up if I wanted to on stories. Be a lot harder work to do that on stories, so I'd shove it in your IGTV. I can put it on YouTube, Vimeo. So there's a number of areas I could. There's a number of areas that I could actually put this all together, but it's in video format. I can embed it in my website, right? So then what I do with the second file that comes down, which is the audio file, I then upload that to a system that I call Anchor, Anchor.fm, which is a podcasting platform that is bought by Spotify. And Spotify have made podcasts free. Basically, the podcasts were hard work to get up and running, to host and all that sort of stuff. And blah, blah. Now, using your basic microphone on your computer, and you can invest in kit as you get better at this stuff. You can use some of the money that you earn from your business that you generate through your marketing to invest in better microphones, better kit, and everything else. But also, don't be afraid to be a little bit organic with it. Blair Witch was a brilliant film that sold out of the box office because we were part of that film. It felt like it was created by just people with a camera in the woods, not this high Hollywood, high budget kind of stuff that was being spat out everywhere. So there was a stuttering authenticity in the filmmaking of Blair Witch that changed the movie game forever. So we also feel that authenticity when these videos are done a bit more natural. So look at me now. I'm talking to you with a t-shirt on with a Zoom background. Yes, here's my contact details. You can follow us on SkineeRino, on pretty much any of the social. This is an example of what we do here. Is it a little bit pixelated because it's got a green screen? Do I care? No. I'm sharing great content with you. So if you're listening on podcast, you can't even see what I'm pointing at right now. But I'm going to use this content for both podcast and video. So I take the audio file that Zoom downloads and then I upload it into Anchor. And then I create an episode. Now you can add music and jingles and all this sort of stuff with it as well, which is pretty cool. But then once you publish your Anchor platform, it will get picked up by all the podcasting platforms within about 7 days to 2 weeks. So you'll be on iTunes, you'll be on RSS feeds, you'll be on Spotify, you'll be on Apple Music, you'll be on all these different platforms and the main sort of podcasting geeky platforms as well. And I call them geeky because unless you're into podcasts, you don't even know those platforms exist, but they do. So it will pump it out to all of those. You can earn money. You can monetize it through Spotify as well if you want. You can monetize it through Anchor.fm and stuff. But now you've got this bit of content being used twice. So all that's left to do is transcribe the content. So if I send the audio file to rev.com or a PA, for example, I could send the audio file, him the audio file, and go, can you please just type this up for me? And they could do that £10 an hour, £15 an hour, or I could use my own time to do it. But my time is precious. So that's the kind of thing that I'd like to outsource. So rev.com's even cheaper and stuff. But basically, they will send me back a transcribed version of what I've said. So now I've got the video, the audio, and a blog just from doing a video on Zoom. And in fact, once I've got that written content, not only does it become a blog, so this is now where we're going into the third section of this thing, which is to repurpose it even further. I can chunk that down. I can take quotes from this video and make quote tiles in Canva in my own branding that start to produce little social media posts, little snippets and micros of data and information that lead to the full story, which you can go and read in my blog. You can listen to on my podcast, or you can watch on my YouTube channel. And the reality is, I don't care if you use the information in different ways. It doesn't bother me whether or not you prefer YouTube over podcasts. What it matters is that I am there, I am present. So my platform, I need to be present on the platforms that you want to view, listen, read the content on. So this was a really simple video on how to repurpose content, how to produce content from a content management point of view, from a content mapping, content strategy, planning it out, just getting ideas out of your head, guys, in a really simple formula that works. All right, 4 things that you can teach me about top line. Now think of 3 things on each of those 4 sections. Now you've got 12. Do a Zoom video, download the video and the audio. Now you upload to YouTube, upload to Anchor, video and audio done. Send the audio file to rev.com or transcribe it when you've got spare time or outsource it to somebody. Now you've got your blog. Once you've got the blog content, you've got it written format. Now you've got chunkable pieces you can put into images, posts, Canva tiles and all that sort of stuff that you can create using canva.com or whatever. And I'll put some of the links in the YouTube channel and everything else and the podcast that we're sharing this with that I've just mentioned, so you can find them so it's easier. I've also got a West Country accent. I live in Wales, so the accent's a little bit odd at times, so you may not have heard it all. And I speak quite fast. So that's our little top tip for today. SkineeRino, be more SkineeRino. Enjoy it. Have a great week. If you want to talk about anything to do with branding, content marketing, you want to get your social media rocking, then come and talk to us. If you want to outsource all of your marketing, you know, we do everything from micro businesses through to corporate businesses. And we understand that working with a team of people that understand marketing, the value, the power, the depth, the breadth, the psychology, the beauty, the challenges, everything combined, people that are passionate about it, and people that accept that we're not experts in it because we bring the experts in. So we work with videographers, photographers, copywriters, PRP. We work with everything that is out there internationally. We pull on these people that we need them when we need them for the projects we need them, so we get the right people on the right seat on the bus going in the right direction for you. Cool. Peace out, guys. Give us a call. Speak to you soon.